Contrast therapy, we're essentially using extreme hot and extreme cold to put the body in very different environments, so it has to adapt to very different environments very quickly. Really, the only way to get any real physiological change in the body is to put it in environments where it doesn't want to be in. There's a couple different things happening in the body. With going from very cold to very hot, you're getting that vasoconstriction, vasodilation, extreme change within the body. And that's really good for cardiovascular health. Your heart has to work pretty hard, but in a healthy, non-super combative way to get blood to your tissues when it needs it. So it's really, really good for heart health. It's really good for the growth hormone release. And you're also getting a little bit of that anti-inflammatory effect of being in the cold, having all of that blood sucked in. And then when you get hot, all of that blood is gonna rush back out way quicker than if you were to warm up naturally. So that is going to come back to the tissues faster. The only thing I do recommend with that contrast is to always end on cold, because that cold effect and allowing your body to warm back up naturally is gonna have a prolonged effect. It's gonna help with that prolonged release of dopamine as well as the anti-inflammatory immune health responses. Every tissue in your body is going to be affected by cold exposure. Essentially what's happening is we're tricking your body into thinking you're dying of hypothermia. Your body doesn't know the difference if you're trying to do this or if you're in a river and you don't have a choice. So what it's doing is it's taking all the blood from unnecessary, non-life supporting organs, your hands, your feet, shins, knees. It's taking all of that blood that has warmth and bringing it and surrounding your internal organs that if they don't work, you don't work. With that sucking out of fluid, a lot of that inflammation that comes from that blunt force trauma, from that muscle tissue breakdown of a snowboarder, a UFC fighter, a football player that's been beating up their body, that fluid is sucked out. It's processed throughout the body in those internal organs, and then when you step out and your body temperature comes back to a regular baseline temperature, that blood is going to come back with endorphins, it's going to come back with healing properties, anti-inflammatories, and it's going to heal those tissues that now don't have so much crud in them that they can't operate right. With heat exposure, it's actually really interesting. So timetables for heat exposure are really important. You have something in your body called heat shock proteins, which are really responsible for protein synthesis, the building up of new muscles after a workout. They operate at a high temperature. They're really effective there. So if we can put you into a really hot environment like our dry sauna, which is at about 194, after a workout, preferably within 3 hours, we're gonna maximize your effect of growth hormone release, we're gonna maximize your protein synthesis levels, and you're going to recover quicker, back in the game faster.
We all want to overcome a fear. Now, I do not like the cold. I would much rather sit in a dry sauna, an infrared sauna, and then just be done. But for me to jump in and spend 3 minutes at 38 degrees, it basically mentally makes me prepared to overcome an obstacle.
And then when we're in the cold tub, it's very similar to being in the fight. I can't breathe. I'm scared. There's another man in front of me. I have to stay focused. I have to find my breath. One of the cool ways that we can fortify our mind and prepare ourselves to be inside of one of the most stressful situations known to man is by intentionally putting ourselves in a very similar place over and over and over again. And now all of a sudden we're there, it's fight night. Oh, I know this. Oh, I remember this. Oh, I can find my breath here. Oh, I'm hyperventilating. Let me slow myself down.
Just getting in the cold tub and dealing with what is 90 seconds of panic and chaos. It really gears you towards putting you in a position where whatever you deal with throughout the rest of the day is gonna be a lot easier. And I think some of the benefits I've seen is a reduction in stress, reduction in anxiety, an increase in focus, increase in overall just mood and happiness. So you don't have to be a high-level athlete, a superstar to get in these tubs and need it. Like, anyone can benefit from this. And I think that's one thing that Denver Sports Recovery, or DSR, is really kind of honing in on and I've benefited from personally.
And what's really great about cold exposure is you're getting a prolonged release of this dopamine in a situation where you've earned it. You have essentially told your body you're gonna be in this cold environment that could kill you if you're in it for too long. And we're gonna go as long as we can healthily, and you're going to be rewarded for it. So you're resetting your dopamine system in a way that nature intended for it to be released. So the dopamine crashes you get from not being on your phone, from not watching YouTube, Netflix, from not going on TikTok all day, you're gonna get those crashes if you're doing cold plunge, you're gonna get that sustained dopamine release. You're gonna get that same dopamine effect you get from those apps and that culture, and you're gonna get it prolonged throughout the rest of your day.